Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. Now you're probably sitting here thinking, what's this all about? Like, why is this kid who doesn't even have Miss Simos as a teacher standing up here and wasting my class time? Well, you know what, this really isn't a waste of time because it's about a topic that I feel everyone at Lake Park should know more about before they graduate. And since we're graduating in like 12 days, right? 12 days. Yeah, 12 days. I figured this would be the perfect time to give this presentation. Now, it's about something that a lot of people, some people don't know anything about, probably Miss Elm's class, and some people think they know all about, but they really don't know everything. So, I'm here today to set all the facts straight and sort of give you some more information about the man, the legend, Daniel Derek Swank. And here we have a wonderful drawing of Danny by Daniel Joseph. And we also have proof that Danny knows his own name. So let's start off with some general facts about Danny Swank. The thing I've noticed about Danny over the years is that he's kind of a loser. I mean, you know what? It happens. What can you do? Anyway, I'd like to thank you for coming to this presentation, and I hope you all have a nice day. Yeah! Like really, how could that possibly go for you? There's so much more to know about Danny Swank. So let's start with
This is Danny Swank.
Now, this entire presentation is dedicated to answering this question, but to sort of put it in the simplest terms, he's Danny Swank. But you know what, this is an English class. How can I just make a statement like that without supporting it with evidence? You know, I need evidence to support my claim. And hopefully Ms. Simos has taught you that the most concrete form of evidence is a direct quotation. So I pulled a quote, and the quote is, "I'm Danny Swank." That was said by we have a proper LLA citation here, because of course this is English class. And of course, what presentation about Danny would be complete without a picture of him wearing girl shorts? Yeah! The picture was taken right at this very door. I was there! Alright, now back to the first line. Thanks about Danny Swank. He's not a loser, that was just a joke.
Oh, thank you for scratching that up.
The presentation was over. But something that is true. He actually came to Lake Park during his sophomore year of high school. Really? And his freshman year, where'd you go to school?
Walter Lutheran High School in Melrose Park.
Oh, yeah. And he actually, he played basketball. He was on varsity.
I was starting varsity point guard for the second half of the season.
And he got into a lot of fights that year.
I did.
14 to be exact. Yeah. He tried to be a badass, but didn't succeed. and got involved in theater and choir, and that's how I met Danny. A lot of his friends tend to be in the theater choir group of people.
The cool kids.
And one of them is right here, Ryan Patrick Keane. His best friend. And Danny went so far is to make a PowerPoint presentation about Ryan Keane for Simos' 7th hour AP class. And Ms. Simos said she thought that was like the creepiest thing she's ever seen. So I can only imagine what she's thinking right now. Danny, on Friday, he won the most friendly senior award. Woo! Support him. I'm a nice guy. Danny, you do it.
I'm a nice guy.
See? Most friendly.
One more for camera, Danny.
But you know the thing is,
I'm a nice guy.
Oh
no!
This is not happening.
Hold on a moment. This
Uh-oh, Dan's
Hey! I do like
to make people happy. And I know you know Ryan Raptious?
Yes.
Because he's on top of Danny Swank.
That's what we do every day, 7th period.
This is all stuff that I've said about Danny. But what does Danny think of himself? Well, I went onto his Facebook and it was about me, so I'm going to read what he wrote in his about me. He says, "I'm just a fun-loving guy who seems to get along well with everyone. I'm really into sports and acting. Music equals life, comma." He didn't finish the sentence. Because he can't fully explain himself in the Facebook box. There's just too much. He didn't even try. He just forgot the comma. And he left it that way. Never worry, because this presentation will tell you, it'll finish that sentence and tell you everything you ever wanted to know about Danny.
And so much more, I promise.
Yeah. So much more. So let's start with his. Oh, don't get angry because I forgot to say it. Don't get angry like that because I'm going to tell you everything you want to know. So let's start with Danny's most distinguishable physical characteristic. That, of course, being his length. Danny Swank is a very lanky guy. So lanky, in fact, there is a Facebook fan page dedicated to his lankiness called Swank's Lankiness. I made this presentation back when Facebook had fans. Now it's like or whatever. But at the time of this presentation, he had 215 fans for Swank's Lankiness. Now there are 221, but if you are not a fan of this, go become a fan because he's way too lanky.
Charlie Perricone likes my lankiness. That's cool.
But how lanky is Danny Swank? How is lankiness measured? Well, if you stayed awake through health class freshman year, I'm sure you're familiar with the system of body mass index, where you take your height and your weight and put it through some formula, and it gives you a number saying, you're overweight, you're underweight, whatever. Well, there's a similar scale. It's not as well known, but a similar scale known as the lankiness. And it measures lankiness. So we're going to put Danny on here. So at 6'2" and 162 pounds, Danny Swank is right here on the lankiness index. He's not too lanky, but he's very lanky.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about Swank's job. Now, Danny Swank, he works in a hardware store. Everyone's thinking, all right, maybe he stocks the shelves, or maybe he's even a cashier, making minimum wage, typical high school job. No, Danny Swank is the assistant manager at Warnemont's Do It Best Hardware in Wooddale. And can anyone guess how much he makes?
$16.50.
$16.50?
No, not $16.50. You're a little bit older.
I thought it was 16, so...
It is 16.
Okay, 16, I was right. It's $16 an hour. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, I wish I was Danny Swank. Well, you know what? I thought that every day since I met him, until I found out about this. So before I explain this next story, I need to define sort of a legal term. And that term is reckless endangerment. This is the actual legal definition, reckless endangerment. Reckless endangerment is a crime consisting of acts that create a substantial risk of serious physical injury to another person. The accused person isn't required to intend the resulting or potential harm, but must have acted in a way that showed a disregard for the foreseeable consequences of his actions. So here's the story. Go back 2 years, we have sophomore Danny Swank. And, he's driving this girl's house, right? The speed limit is 25 miles an hour. So Danny's driving there, he's going 25, but no, he wants to get there faster. So he starts going 30, because, he goes 25, right? So he starts going 30, he's driving along, and, he increases a little more. 35, all right? Because, you can usually get away with 10 over, right? So he's going 35, and he's like, wait, I'm Danny Swank, I'm a smart kid, I'm in math, I'm going to get there in half the time. So I'm going to double my speed. So now he's going 70 in a 25, and, there's it's residential road, there's parked cars, there's grandmas out walking their dog. Danny Swank doesn't care, he's going 70, and he figures, I'm already going this fast. Might as well go a little faster, right? So he starts going 75 miles an hour. When suddenly... Suspense his license for 2 years under reckless endangerment. That is why this Friday is a big day for Danny, because Danny gets his license back.
Come pick you all up.
Alright, next. I'm sure a lot of you have heard a song called by Hall Notes called You Make My Dreams Come True.
I love it. I love that picture.